So I'm careful, Pastor Richard, I'm careful of my assignment to preserve and to rescue and recover the gospel from the hands of the heretics that have demolished it. They have torn it apart, and they've made the gospel into a man-centered message. God wants this for you. God wants you to have all the best. He wants you to drive the best, eat the best. That's not the gospel. See, half of the church just left just now, because that's what you were trained that the gospel is. He wants you to eat the best. You're a child of the king. I'm not saying that that's not true, but that's not the gospel. That cannot save. There is no saving element to the fact that he wants you blessed. The gospel is about Christ and his death on the cross. Paul says, I'm not ashamed of the gospel, for it is the power of God unto salvation to all who believe. So the gospel is not the message of convenience. The gospel is what is the carrier of the power of God. I'm convinced, Pastor Roland, that what we see in many of our churches today, Lord help us, what we see in many of our churches today paraded as the power of God is nothing more than humanistic hypnotism. Paraded as the power of God. We have a person who is an energized, charismatic speaker and has a voice to carry and has all of the antics to go along with it, and you got a bedazzled group of people who are moved by his antics in the pulpit, and they are responding to his sound, the sound of his voice, and they're responding to his laying hands on them, and they're falling back, demonstrating what they call power, when really it's a mockery to the power of God. The power of God doesn't rest in how many of you fall on the ground. The power of God is contained in the message of the gospel. And when the gospel is not preached, you have no power of God present. So whatever you have in that service, that the gospel is not preached, whatever you have is a power, but it's not of God. I fear, Elisha, and we have been dabbling with strange fire. This generation is afraid. No voices are calling it what it is, but we are dabbling with strange fire. Because where Jesus is not exalted, the Spirit does not operate. I want this church to hear me. Listen, if I preach this church empty, I'm going to stand with this message. When Jesus is not elevated, the Spirit is not in operation. So whatever Spirit is in operation when Jesus is not lifted up, it's not the Spirit of God. It's seducing spirits. It's demonic spirits. And half of the church, my God, while we are so concerned about the drug dealers and the pimps and those who are on the street selling their body, my real greatest concern is the condition of the church. Because we have a lot of churches parading a power that's not of God and drawing people into that power, Sister Neely, and it's not of God. And so now you have spiritual zombies being led by dead religion, and we're calling it a move of God. We have some people can't even stand to sit down under the teaching of the word because they were taught that you're supposed to feel every time you come to church. This ain't about a feel. This is about knowledge. I'm not here to feed your emotions. I'm here to feed your spirit. You can feed your emotion on your own. I'm not here to make you shout. I'm here to give you truth. When you get truth, you can shout on your own. You don't need to be prompted to shout. When you could be in the shower thinking about his goodness. All of a sudden, you start to shout. You could be driving on the highway pray and you think about what he did for you, you don't need a motivation. You don't need music. You don't need drums. All you gotta do is think of his goodness. Oh God.